Hey, what's up, everyone? So for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a first. I'm going to be cupping some coffee, and I'm actually gonna be cupping some coffee that I've roasted, which is right here. So I have 3 different roasts, all from the same coffee bean, that I want to try out. I definitely didn't roast them well. I have a little handheld roaster that depends on an open flame on a stove top. This is what I'm working with. I have an electric stove top, so it didn't really produce a quality roast that I needed. So what I'm gonna do anyway is I have the beans. Why not try them anyway, and see what it's like? To actually experience what a bad roast will taste like. So I figured the best way to do some cupping before I even try to throw them into the Breville and make a cup of espresso for each of them. So I'm excited to try it. I just watched a YouTube video to see how to do cupping. I did it before at a coffee roasting class that I was a part of a few weeks ago. So I have a rough idea, but excited to try it out on the channel. So I'm gonna get to grinding these beans up. I already have the kettle on the stove, and we'll get the cupping in a little bit. So let's go. All right, so I have the mugs prepped with the water and coffee notes taken per mugs. I got to make sure I get the ratio right. I think it's like 8.2 grams of coffee grinds per 150 milliliters of water. And you have to use a bit of a coarser setting. So I'm gonna move the grinder up to probably like the 15 to 13 setting to grind it up. Get these loaded in to the mugs, and then we'll let them sit for a little bit before we break the crust and dive into the tasting. But first things first, let's start measuring out the coffee. Okay, we got the scale on. Unstable, 0 grams. Okay, so this one is the one with the most amount. So it's 6 ounces on the dot that I've roasted. This is a Kenya Chinga AB sourced coffee. I roasted it for about 38 minutes, which is way too long. And the temperature internally in the hive roaster reached about 405 degrees according to my temperature gauge that I have attached to it. So with this one being the most, we're going to use this one with the copper mug. So it definitely has like a darker roast. It smells almost like a French roast, I guess. I don't know. I don't really deal with French roast, so I don't know what exactly it smells like. But that's definitely a dark roast scent. 21. Let's get one more bean just for fun. Boom. 21 grams, 21.1 grams. You know what? It does have like you can kind of smell like a zesty berry smell. It almost gives off. It's literally what it gives off. Okay, so let's get that back over here. Let's pour this in. Make sure we get that 21 grams. That's it. For the next one, we're going to be using the green cup. So it has the lowest amount in terms of grams. So we're going to use this guy here. Same one again, a Kenya Chinga AB source coffee. This is really light, like way under roasted. I think the internal temperature for here was 345 grams. 345 degrees. I roasted these guys at 18 minutes because that's technically 2 minutes longer than what Hive Roasters recommends for their roasting time, just to see what it would be like. So this is it here. Super on the roasted. Chaff is still on a lot of it. This literally smells like raspberries. Whoa, that is so interesting. Okay, so I need 17.3 grams. Let's get this grinded up. All right, there should be a lot of chaff that's gonna come into this grind. That's the grind. Let's get another smell of it. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, maybe smells could be deceiving, folks. So for the black mug, we're gonna be doing 20.6 grams of coffee. So let's see what this is gonna smell like. So this one, I roasted, again, Kenya Chinga AB source coffee. Roasted for 32 minutes this time, and the internal temperature got as high as 388 degrees Fahrenheit. I really don't remember if any cracking happened. I think at this point I was like an hour and a half in of just spinning my arms around the freaking the stovetop, just waiting for these to roast so slowly. Yeah, very raspberry forward. This one too. That's interesting. But this one, I feel like this one came out so much better. This is definitely my best roast. It is, again, on the darker side. But I think they were the best roasted of three. Still really not hoping for much, because they were so over roasted in terms of time. I'm sure that affected the quality of the outcome. So 20.6. Good enough. Boom, 20.6. Okay, let's get this grinded up. I'm gonna put the kettle on the stovetop again. That's what the beans look like for the third roast. 27. So yeah, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most in terms of outcome. Is the third roast I did, but you know, we'll see. Again, I don't really have high expectations at all because of them all not being a quality roast. So got the coffee grinds in. Let's wait for this guy to finish, and then we'll start pouring the water in. Okay, let's get the water poured in. This one we need to get to 382 grams of water. Oh, or not, I guess. Not good. Not good. Hold up. Did I get this right? Okay, so I've got my ratios wrong. What are you gonna do? So let's get that going. This one's gonna be 315 supposedly. Let's shit. Oh man, messing this up. This is gonna come to 257. It out. This is supposed to be 375. What are we looking at? How did I mess this up? Oh, I probably took the measurements with the damn mugs. So you know what, if that's the case, all right, so I completely botched my measurements. So I don't know what to expect now. This is going to be interesting. That is literally looking like a brownie. That is the only one that looks normal. That is the second roast, and that's my first roast. So let's see how these turn out, and we'll check back in after 4 minutes. So 4 minutes has passed. We're supposed to now break up the crust and then I think scoop out the remainder. I'm gonna push it to the back. God, that's so strange. Gotta rinse. Next. Yeah, I definitely messed this up for sure. It just looks like a regular cup of coffee. Fantastic. And then the last guy here, a little dark, sorry. All right, let me just try to scoop these out and then we'll check back in. All right, so crusts have been broken. We have another 2.5 minutes before we can actually start cupping and tasting. So we'll check back in a little bit. All right, so we're at that 10-minute mark. I think we're ready to give these a try. So let's give it a go. So we're gonna try the first roast here. This is the 38-minute roast. Oh man, it's definitely coffee sediment in there. I totally messed this up today. You never know until you try, right? See how this goes. Well, I'm trying to compare this to the cupping session I had for the first time. And obviously my ratios are messed up, but this is definitely, that tastes like a regular cup of coffee. There's not much flavor to it. It's definitely like more on the burnt side, if anything. I'm trying to pick up whatever flavors I can besides it being like a dark burnt roast. Yeah, there's not much. All right, so we're now gonna try the second roast here. This is the lighter roast. This was 18 minutes. I'm almost confident this won't taste good either, but let's see how this one goes. Oh yeah, wow, very raspberry forward. The raspberry flavor is crazy. Yeah, definitely raspberries. I taste like some type of zest. I mean, maybe this turned out better than I thought, but for it to only be at like a 345-degree internal temperature right before finishing, like, it just doesn't make sense, I guess, because I read that the coffee beans will initiate their first crack at 385. So for it to be finished at a 345-degree roast, it doesn't make sense. That tastes really good. That's cool. And that was my roast, so you know, what do you expect? This is our third roast. This one was roasted for 32 minutes at a lower temperature than the first. This one came at 388. I'm hoping that there's more flavor in this one. I think the quality of the roast I thought was the best, but let's find out. All right. There we go. We got some coffee beans in there. Wonderful. Okay. It definitely tastes like it has some type of character to it compared to the first one. It definitely does. way more subtle on the berry flavor. One more time. Way more, yeah, I mean, that raspberry flavor is there. It's just way more subtle. I'm sure, like, end result, these aren't good roasts at all. You know, taking, like, looking at it at the industry standard. But for my first time roasting and really kind of banking everything to being a loss, this came out really good. Like, much better than I thought. I'm not gonna say really good. Much better than I thought. It was cool. I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna begin implementing cupping into my videos when I have a new roast to try. Just to kind of pick up on the flavor notes that I'm experiencing, seeing if I can match it to the coffee notes that the professionals tagged to it, and see, like, if, you know, what I pick up developing my palate. And I guess just to actually speak on the flavor notes for this coffee bean, I wrote them down here, and according to Bodhi Leaf, who are the importers that I ordered from, so Kenya Chinga AB coffee, it's from the Kuruthi region in the Nyeri County in Kenya, and the flavor notes that they listed are raspberry, lime, and sugarcane. So that's crazy. So I kind of nailed the raspberry part. I kept saying zest, but they said sugarcane. So that was something that maybe I lost in the flavor, in the roasting. But either way, that's pretty cool. I did kind of look at it before when I wrote it down, so I had raspberry in the back of my mind. But I swear, like, when I drank it, like, it tasted like squished, juicy berries. Like, it tasted like raspberries. It tasted like a berry, but not any sort of berry. Like, it literally had a raspberry note to it. Obviously, that was sitting on my mind, so that's what I wanted to taste too. But you literally tasted it, so that's cool. But yeah, that's gonna be my first cupping video. Next time I will actually be making an espresso with these guys, which will be the next video. So excited to see how that turns out, and we'll go from there. I literally just got in my indoor butane stove, like portable stove, so I'm going to be setting that up next week once my butane comes in. We'll get some legit roasting sessions in, hopefully at a much better quality result too. And we'll see. We'll stick with it on the channel and just see how it goes and how everything progresses. So excited for that all. Sorry for the mess in the apartment, and we're still like somewhat settling in and also transitioning into our like spring summer wardrobe right now. So it's a little messy in the background. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again, guys. I'm gonna be linking my Instagram into the videos too now, so you'll hopefully, if I'm allowed, I don't know how YouTube and Instagram work, but I'm going to try to link my Instagram into the bio, or if I could tag it into the description below. But follow me on Instagram. I'm going to try to post at least each week, like once a week, just everything that's going on when I post videos, or like I thought I saw a Cybertruck. Just to keeping up to date with everything that's going on in my world here, in the coffee world of Nicky P. But thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.